So just to finalize this session, we would like to maybe take advantage of what has been said today and yesterday, and to try to make white papers from that. So the idea that we could have maybe 3 white papers, and we would possibly do some summary of the presentations as kind of state of the art of what's being done today. And possibly, but this is open to discussion. Nothing is written on marble yet. We could try to define some 30 hot topic statements that we might write in a, consensus format, and that we would have to grade by level of agreement, such as we have many examples that we can use, but one hot topic would be, should we use MKM? Are LM users ready to switch to MKM? Well, is this a minimal requirement? Is it optimal requirement? Or should we do MKM for targets and LM for organs at risk? So these statements, they could be some controversial parts that we have discussed, but maybe we could make a position statement about it. And some more topics that we have not really discussed, maybe like multi-energy CT. So we could open the discussions on some controversial issues and try to make some position from the group. That could be a possibility for the routine practice, and we could go and see and do kind of the same process for research. Where should we go? We discussed the reoxygenation status and adaptation during radiotherapy based on imaging. We also discussed the combination with immune cell mitigators, upright positions. So, we could do something like a summary and then discuss the areas of research where we would like to go at the end of the paper as a few statements. Another paper that I think Roman is willing to do is pancreatic cancer, so a special paper dedicated to the issues that we discussed. And I know that the Radiation Oncology Journal, the Green Journal, is happy to welcome 1 or 2 papers. And we could also, we discussed with Véronique about would that be of interest for the French community to have a paper and to have the French Society of Radiation Oncology participating in it. Could be also an option. So the idea is, would you be happy to contribute? Would you agree to have the PDFs of your slides shared so that we can summarize that? And then the deadline would be September, because we know that it takes about 6 months or 9 months to get a paper online. So we would have it for next PTCOG. So that's a proposal. Any discussions? Dr. Pampos? Yeah, sure. I agree. but it's, we can start the summary with that. Yeah, if you give the PDFs of the presentation, we can start and then arrange to have it consistent all across the manuscript. But it does that very well too.
I absolutely agree, because part of the networking is to be able to share information and see what's going on and how we can catalyze and encourage other people to be able to be part of the story. So you know that I'm behind this.
Yeah, the reason I'm not just saying white papers is because we have written, all of us here, we have participated in some white papers recently. So I think we need something more, like some statements by the group would add some value to the white paper format. And if we try to do it in the health authority format for France, would help us a lot too.
You can use multiples.
Juliette?
A suggestion.
Actually, I am preparing a paper on the place of particle therapy in pediatric tumors. We had a short session yesterday, so I would be happy to contribute. And I approach Semi also was okay for, he talked about light ions in pediatrics, so it will be perfect because my own paper was on Proton, so we could add the rest, and it would be a nice white paper, a consensus of experts, by the way. This would be the title.
Okay, yeah. So, so now we have to work on it.
Juliette, just a consideration, a comment. As for our sinonasal Delphi consensus, we have to distinguish. So, what is the state of the art? So, I for the first in the first slides. So, when or how to select to use protons, multi-ion. So protons and carbon ions, so far we can try to distinguish the clinical scenarios according to radiology, according to histology. So maybe multi-ion is not the standard so far. So we can consider protons plus carbon ions, yes, but multi-ion. So we have to distinguish what is the to define statements, to write statements related to the current activity, the current evidence, and other ones to develop in the future. So this is the first comment. The second one is about the need to include in general, when we speak about potential possibility of hadrontherapy, to include oncological community. We have to engage medical oncologists and surgeons. This is, in my opinion, it's mandatory. And for pediatrics, so okay, we can produce, but for pediatrics, we have to involve medical oncology community. Okay, this is the point. So some,
my paper, so you could
yeah, but not only photon radiation oncologists, but also medical oncologist. Okay.
Okay. So you'll receive some proposals in the coming weeks. Maybe, yeah, Piero?
If I may, Juliette, I am afraid this risks to be a bit too much for a single white paper.
Yeah, this.
My suggestion would be to restrict a bit and make it more focused. I am afraid if
sure.
you want to put everything...
It's some examples, but I think the first step is to make a summary. And then we have a state of the art, and then we identify some key ideas where for which we would it would be maximum 30 questions or 20. Yeah, sure. We cannot tell everything in one paper for sure. And if I count well, it's like 4 papers or 5. So if we include the pediatrics and the pancreatic, so we'll circulate.
A leader per paper. Circulate,
yeah, we will propose some short outlines, share the proposal, and then try to identify some groups so that nobody works on each, but more by specificity. Okay.
There is no other comments?
Yes? No, it's fine. I think one of the powers on one of the papers, whatever they are, if it's a community status, it can be quite powerful as a way of highlighting where we are together on a vision. I don't mean the future necessarily, but a community consensus is a very good idea.
But if we try to do that, we need a formalized way, which is quite easy. We would need 2 short rounds, so that can be done quite easily.
So this session is finished. Thank you, Juliette.
Thank you too.
We are almost over with the symposium, but some people will come this afternoon, of course, to visit the CYCLHAD facility. So it's not totally finished. And for those who are going away after the lunch. Thank you very much for your participation. So I let the floor to Jean-Louis for the conclusion.
A few words, not really a conclusion, but be prepared for 4-minute talk. It's very brief, by the way. So, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, the time has almost come for breaking up. The opinion shared by all my group is that we spent 2 extraordinary days together with the most distinguished audience that we could have ever expected in oncology applied to particle therapy. I express my sincerest thanks to you, and this on behalf of our scientists, our clinicians, our managers, our industrial professionals, for these 2 days of intensive information and face-to-face discussions. With your help, we feel more confident in climbing the Bragg Peak again in the high-altitude domain, sort of Himalaya of radiotherapy. And finally, this was a unique opportunity to become kind of attached to our new friends and partners which are here today, and hopefully to initiate future collaboration with you, all of you. This should start soon, as we just mentioned, with our white papers project, and going on next year with the PTCOG 64 in Caen and Deauville, where obviously more will be coming. Have a nice visit at the CYCLHAD Center for those who are attending the tour afterwards, and have a safe trip back home for all the audience. And so I thank you again very much to all.